record button. Decided to raise my desk. So good morning. Let me know you can see me and you can hear me. Please let me know in the chat box. You can see me, you can hear me. And my slides. Please feel free to put your cameras on. It's always lovely speaking to faces as well. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. You can see and hear me. Fabulous. All good. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you to everyone. Wonderful to have you all here. We had over 120 registrations for this morning. So well done to the 22 people that are here this morning that are investing in yourself and learning something new. Very excited to be here. I am just going to give it a couple of minutes. It is 11 o'clock on the dot. Nice to see you all. I recognize some names as well. So lovely to see those regulars that I've worked with before. Please go ahead in the chat box. Let me know, what industry are you in? Hi, Lee. What industry are you in? And also, where are you dialing in from? So, got Kirsten and John, Sandra, Louise, thank you. Esma, Sue, nice to see you. Carla, awesome. Let me know, where are you dialing in from and what industry are you in? So we've got Theo from Durbanville. Hello. Frail Care. Real estate, dialing in from Centurion. Interior decorating. Health coach from Bloberg. All right. From Strand, fantastic. Where are you dialing in from and what industry are you in? Business improvement, Deerwald from Strand. Hello. Carla, real estate, Bluff in Durban. Wonderful. Property practitioner. Hi, Kirsten. Excellent. Lots of different industries. Jarvis, Tygerberg, real estate. Fabulous. Consulting in Cape Town. Hi, Yusuf. Wonderful. Training and business compliance, East London. Hi, Carmen. Excellent. Renzi, real estate. Hello, Randburg in Santon. Liaison officer, graphic designer in Springs. Hi, Isma. Fabulous. So lots of different industries. In fact, I just finished one of my groups this morning, and we had 15 people from so many different industries, which is excellent, because if you're looking to speak clearly, concisely, with impact, if you want to learn how to master that 60-second pitch, be it for the cold call, be it for a networking function, or speaking to new clients, this is for you. So welcome to Speak with Impact. This is for you as an entrepreneur in sales, real estate professionals as well. But let me know in the chat box, how many of you either do cold calling, networking, and you have absolute fear when you need to stand in front of a room and your heart goes boom, 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 when it's your turn to talk. Let me know in the chat box. Carla's hand is raised. Me for sure. Okay, Susie says yes. Susie, that's my alter ego's name. All right, Louise says yes, me. Kai says yes. Sandra says yes. Paula, yes. Okay, fabulous. So we all feel the same. I can't do cold calling. So just add on the word yet. Okay, I can't do cold calling yet. A little nervous about talking in front of people. Perfect, John. So a lot of people, yeah, fabulous. So I am going to ask you, it's a very interactive workshop. It's about 70 minutes. I am going to ask you, put your cell phone on silent if you can. Even better yet, close it around, switch it off, or just turn it upside down. Give yourself this gift of time. That if you can learn one thing new in the next 70 minutes, that's a gift for yourself. And if you can, close your email browsers as well, because even if you're giving me 100%, you'll only hear 40% of what I say. So highly recommend next 70 minutes. Thank you for being here. Give yourself the gift of time. I will also be sharing a gift with everybody that attends and stays till the end. I get an attendance register from Zoom as well. So thank you. And keep those fingers on the keyboard. It is interactive, but let's dive straight in. That dreaded phone call. That every time I need to pick up that phone, my heart starts to shake, hands tremor, or starts the panting. And yet, every single time, I have the same feeling. So often, before I pick up that phone or step into a networking function and have to stand in front of a group of people, the first thing I do is do exactly what I train my participants to do. Stand, put my feet solid on the ground, my hands on my hips, shoulders back, chest out, and I take a deep breath. Just like the Wonder Woman pose, and then pick up the phone. And I hope that the person on the other side is going to listen to me, want to speak to me, and not slam the phone down and shatter my confidence. How many of you feel the same? Or sometimes you pick up the phone or step into an event and you feel like you've got plums in your mouth, like nothing comes out impressively. Well, my name's Nikki Abraham, and as confident as I may sound or appear, this happens to me every time before a phone call or before I step into a networking function, until I use the tools I'm going to share with you today by stepping into that Wonder Woman pose and practicing building the muscle, speaking clearly and concisely. You see, I actually started in the hospitality industry at the young age of 15, working while I was in school. At 19 years old, I went traveling and I spent 10 years living on a beautiful island in the Caribbean, between working on yachts and then ran 2 different restaurants consecutively. When I returned back to South Africa in 2004 with my Caribbean souvenir on my hip, which was my 11-month-old son, I then joined the Woolworths coffee shops, starting as a coffee shop manager, growing into a training manager, then into a regional manager before national customer service head. I spent 14 years working at Woolworths coffee shops, developed 5 of our training programs, and that's where my passion for training was born. But during my 29 years expertise of working in hospitality, I never ever had to do the dreaded phone call or the networking function because clients just came to us. But at the age of 45, I also knew I didn't want to spend the next 29 years in hospitality. I was like, well, what other things do I enjoy doing? But this quote became so predominant for me. The 3 C's of life: choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And that's when I started thinking, what are my other passions? I've always been incredibly passionate about real estate. And I started looking into different options in the real estate fraternity. And I was then offered a position as a team leader, working in a real estate company called Keller Williams. The role, training, and recruitment, something I was very comfortable in doing back at Woolworths and in hospitality. But what I didn't realize was recruitment in real estate was a lot more headhunting, cold calling, networking, and a lot less placing an ad and getting applications. And that's when I realized I needed to start growing my network. Those plums formed, the heart tremors started, the hands started to shake. But some shared this beautiful analogy with me called and people There we go. I'm back now. Apologies. I seem to have lost internet connection. There we go. I am back. The joys of Wi-Fi. Let me know. Can you see my slides? Can you hear me again? I'm on the butterfly slide. Let me know if you're there. If you can see me, you can hear me again. Apologies about that. Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Don't know what happened there. So when we're looking at that phone call or that networking function or meeting someone new, think about them as a butterfly in your garden. If you chase a butterfly, the butterfly is going to fly away. But if you sit calmly, coming from value and contribution, the butterfly will eventually come and sit on you. And that's exactly how I decided to approach my life in 2019 in the real estate sector of building my network. That every conversation, every cold call, every networking function was how can I come from value and contribution? Because how many of you have heard your network is your net worth? And yet, when I started in real estate, I had about 200-300 phone numbers on my phone, mostly the staff of the Woolworths coffee shops or clients. Very few people that were going to help me grow my net worth. And the second phrase I heard a lot was your net worth will be an outcome of how many people you have in your network. Well, I realized I needed to do a lot of work and grow my network. I'm proud to say now, 6 years down the line, I have over 16,000 people in my CRM system by simply utilizing and using these tools. So every time you're about to step into that networking function or pick up that phone, visualize yourself in the Wonder Woman or a Wonder Man zone. Right here, I'm standing, presenting, standing in my Wonder Woman pose. Take that deep breath. And before I speak out loud, breathe in. This for you and your net worth. This is also for you if you want to become more confident speaking to a client, be it one-to-one or one-to-many. I see my internet connection is saying it's unstable again. If I lose you, please just hang in. I will be back as soon as possible. Number 3, or C, improving speaking on camera, be it for reels or for marketing. D, negotiation skills like a ninja. Or E, speak with impactful confidence to win those clients and close the deal. Let me know in the chat box which one resonates the most for you, and you can choose as many as you choose. A, you'd love to learn how to grow your network and your net worth. B, be more comfortable speaking one-to-one, one-to-many. C, improve your presence for reels and marketing on social media. D, learn some skills to become a negotiation ninja. Or E, be more confident to win those clients and close the deals. Let me know, A, B, C, D, or E. A, B, C, D, or E. All right, we have some A, E's, all of them. Erica, hello. Paula, C, D, and E. C and D, all of them. A and D, all. C, E, D, E, all of them, all of the above. Thank you so much. And sometimes we don't even realize that with these tiny skills, the difference it can make to us. So if you today feel like you sometimes get plums in your mouth, my goal is to share a simplified tool with you that is going to remove those plums immediately, because it's not your fault. A lot of us have a fear of speaking in public, at a networking function, on a cell phone, because think about it back at school, where you were forced to stand up in front of a group of people at school and do an oral. And often that's where the fear started. It's also not your fault that you haven't learned simplified skills of negotiations. It's not your fault that you haven't learned how to grow your network, which will increase your net worth. I only learned these tools in 2019. I didn't need them before. And it's not your fault if you're uncomfortable speaking one-to-one or one-to-many. Now, this is not a public speaking webinar, but it's about you speaking in public. And I want to say this is going to end in the next 60 minutes. I'm going to wave my magic wand, give you a simplified tool that can help you from today. Because I get this. And as I shared with you, I was comfortable with training. I was comfortable standing in front of groups of people. But when I was in real estate, I had to get comfortable with growing my network. Well, 16 months into my real estate career, 2 days before the president put the country in lockdown, our entire leadership team got retrenched. So I decided then to start my own company, taking all the years of training I'd learned from hospitality and real estate, and that's where the winning attitude skills training was born. My company is now 5 years old, and I'm consistently learning and growing myself so that I can always look at how I can add value to my business, my team, and to my audience. I'm somebody that loves to say yes and learn how. You know how Richard Branson says that? Say yes and learn how. I started saying that at 18. He got that from me. But in 2021, somebody said to me, or somebody put it out on Facebook, whose life had pivoted due to COVID. And I was like, well, I had, got retrenched, started my own business. And he said, are you a keynote speaker? So I quickly Googled keynote speaker. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I said, yes. And then I got 2 bookings and I thought, I better learn how. I then signed up for 2 courses, one in South Africa, one international. And what I learned was public speaking and training was 2 different things. But I took these tools and I started becoming a keynote speaker. I was very blessed to become a co-coach for 2 years in South Africa before launching my own public speaking course last year. But recognizing not everybody wants to do a 7-minute or 30-minute keynote presentation without notes, how many people in my audience simply wanted to get more comfortable with cold calling or just standing up at a networking function? That's when I launched a course called Speak with Impact with Sales. And that's what I want to share with you today. So be it that you want to get more comfortable speaking one-to-one or one-to-many on a reel, or marketing, or in front of a group of people at a networking function, this is for you. And I know there's quite a few of you sitting here going, I don't have a problem standing up in front of people. But often, confident people, professional wingers, feel like sometimes they speak on a washing machine spin cycle, where we just spit words out endlessly, and often can talk ourselves out of a deal. So be it that you want to gain confidence, be it that you want to slow down in your communication, or be it that you want to go from the professional winger to the professional speaker, this is for you. So thank you today for making the choice of being here. Thank you for taking a chance and listening to me. And I hope this simplified tool is going to make a massive change in your life. So again, be it speaking one-to-one or one-to-many, these tools I have used on daily reels to speaking on stages to over 5,000 people nationally and internationally. These are the tools I share with you. I'm now also a Cape Town TEDx speaker coach and love speaking to as many people as I can, because I channel my into excitement, and that is help. Or you just want to get more comfortable speaking one-to-one or one-to-many, welcome. Now, as I said, I had over 120 people register for this specific masterclass, 39 people in the room now. one of the things I am going to ask you to do is in the chat box, either directly to myself or in the chat box, if you can, please drop your email address. So as soon as I finish this session, I can tag you and email you that gift as a thank you. So sometimes I find the names, like there's a Kirsten, I might have 3 Kirstens who've attended, and I don't want to tag the wrong Kirsten. So it's easy for me, time mastery as well. One of my courses I train, as soon as I finish the session, I can go tag you, send you that email as a gift, which is the 60-second pitch that you can take and put into action straight away. So I'm going to keep chatting while you're typing in the chat box. Thank you so much, either to myself or to everyone. You can send it directly, whatever works best for you, so that straight after the session, I can tag you. But there is an elephant in this room. As I've shared, I've now been on my speaking journey since 2019, growing my network, growing my net worth. I cannot share everything with you in 60 seconds, but I am going to give you a tool that you can walk away with today. But only with your permission, when the time's right, I'm going to ask you for permission to share a little bit more about my Speak with Impact for Sales course with you. Only with your permission when we're ready. For those of you that haven't worked with me before, go and see what other people have said. Currently, 130 5-star reviews on Google. Otherwise, Facebook, 25. I think I've got another one came in this morning. Please go ahead at the end of today's session, type in Nikki Abraham or the Winning Attitude Skills Training. I've shared these tools that my clients have taken and put into action. Go and see what they have said and the difference it's made in their lives. So on that, let's dive straight in. How long does it take to create a first impression? Let me know in the chat box. How long does it take to create a first impression? All right, Erica says 30 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds. Fabulous. Thank you and well done. In fact, 7 seconds, which means your energy introduces you before you speak. Quite often, before you've even said hello, somebody summed you up and down, had a look at your hair, what you're wearing, how are you carrying yourself? And this is the importance of always, always, always showing up dressed the part. Because your first impression can make or break with the way you dress. Think about when you're going on a date. You dress up, you look smart, you got your cologne or your perfume, your makeup, or you're just looking schnaz, and you carry yourself with a different kind of reverent power, almost like that Wonder Woman, Wonder Man pose. And that is your reverent power that introduces you before you speak. I mean, let's be honest. Day off, I did it this week, popped into Woolies quickly, hair tied back, tracksuit pants. Don't we always bump into a friend, a client, our ex? It's like Murphy's Law. And that's the importance to always dress the part. Number 2, the way you speak. You can speak yourself in and out of a deal, out of a relationship. But learning the art of speaking clearly, concisely, with impact can shift that into a positive. The way you carry yourself, feeling confident. And yet we only feel confidence when we have the expert power that we need. And more importantly, the way you smile on the phone or face to face. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So do you see the importance of that first impression? If you only have 7 seconds for somebody to say yay or nay, think about somebody phoning you. I've had 3 cold calls today. And just the way they phoned was an option of no, thank you, not interested, to yes, please phone me later today when I've got a gap. Big difference. And that was the way they sounded and their smile. So I want to share with you what helped me remove my plums. And as fearful as I was in so many different aspects, comfortable in training, comfortable standing in front of people, but what I learned was I was not comfortable doing the cold call or comfortable going to networking functions. So I decided, well, what's the best way to overcome this fear? Well, face the fear itself. And I started to attend networking functions. But I remember a friend of mine invited me to a women's ABSA event. And I thought, well, at least I've got someone to hang out with and kind of hang on to. And when I got there quite early in the evening, she was like, Nikki, I'm so sorry. I'm incredibly busy. You're on your own. She was organizing the event. And I stood along the wall as the room started filling up with these women that came in dressed so eloquently, so beautifully. And immediately I was like, I should have worn a better outfit. In fact, I stood against the wall and I was just praying, can the wall just suck me in and suck me out to my car so I could go home? And I was like, what are you doing? You got out the house, you got here. So I went to the bathroom, closed the cubicle door, and I stood in that Wonder Woman pose, put my feet solid on the ground, hands on my hips, took a few deep breaths. I was like, you're going to go out there and you're just going to make one contact. You're going to go speak to one stranger. You're going to get one email address and you're going to go add value. And I challenged myself to do exactly that evening. That evening, the room filled up with over 200 incredible people. And I did get a few contact numbers. But more importantly, that evening changed my life. There was a speaker on stage that spoke about the art of networking and utilizing this simplified tool. And he shared it as simple as this: I am, I do, I can, I need. I remember taking out my notebook and vigorously writing this down and going, let me just focus on this. I love simplified tools. What was incredible that evening was not only did I learn that, I met amazing people. But more importantly, I kind of got some fire in my belly and I was like, I need to start studying more about networking, more about reading people, more about understanding the art of networking. And that's when I developed this 90-minute training session a good few years ago. Beginning of this year, I now belong to 5 different networking functions, specifically because I want to consistently practice building the muscle of confidence of standing in front of a group of people. Speaking is building a muscle. Like when we go to gym, you can't sign up to gym and expect to be fit. You can't sign up to a dietitian and expect to be thin. We have to put in the work. And that's exactly what it is with speaking. Practicing making these calls, practicing going to the networking functions. Well, beginning of the year, when I went to one function, I walked in for the first time confidently on my own. And the woman who was running the function, I went up to her and I was like, I recognize you. And she said, oh, I met you at the ABSA event. So I was like, you were the lady up on stage. You shared the I am, I do, I can, I need. And she said, yes. And I was like, thank you. You changed my life that evening. It helped me with such a simplified tool, which is all my training. I love things to be easy, so I don't have to go and study. It just helps me for different stages of my life. And it changed my life. But yet, the more functions I'm attending, the more I'm observing. What blows me away is how many people, when they have to introduce themselves, pick up a piece of paper and read it off a piece of paper. Now I know it's fear. Not that they don't know who they are. It's hiding behind a piece of paper or hiding behind a phone. But imagine that today, I'm going to do this right here. If I keep speaking to you with my camera off, how many of you right now feel unseen? And when you don't feel seen, immediately you think, oh, let me quickly check an email, let me grab a coffee, she's not watching me. And that's exactly what happens when we read off a piece of paper or off our phone. The audience feels unseen. So I would like to help you with this simplified tool so that your audience feels seen and you heard. So as simple as this: I am your name. I do your profession. I can. How can I help you? What advice can I offer you? What valued information can I share? And as much as I'm saying your name, your profession, is how many sentences we use. Your name, a sentence or two. Your profession, a sentence or two. Then the butterfly effect coming from value. What can I do for you? This is where we want to share valued information. And then I need, the goal is one thing. to stay in contact with you for any future requirements. Now, I am going to go a little bit deeper in here, and this will be the gift, as long as you've left your email address, that I'll share with you in full detail. But that's as simple as this tool is. I am, I do, I can, I need. So when we have the opportunity to meet someone, when we have the opportunity to introduce ourselves, be it a cold call or networking function, that is an opportunity for us to share a little bit about ourselves and confide in someone. What does the word confide mean to you? Just let me know in the chat box. What does the word confide mean to you? Share. Thank you. Share of yourself. Share. All right. Trust and share. Thank you. Confide. Love that. Well done. Thank you, Theanda, as well. And John. Confide is trust. Exactly that. And in order for us to confide in someone, the word confide comes from confidence. We need to trust ourselves with what we share. And when we trust ourselves, that is the reverent power. And reverent power is the energy that introduces you before you speak. So in order for us to ask somebody else to trust our words, we have to trust ourselves. We have to have our self-confidence to trust ourselves. Imagine you came on the call today and I'm like, hi, I'm Nikki. I'm really shy, but I'm going to share some cool tools with you, okay? You'd all be gone. But I have to trust my own words because I know the difference it's made to other people. So I am, I do, I can, I need. As I shared with you, I launched my full public speaking course and I realized not everybody needed that. So what I did do was made a shorter course, helping people learn these tools specifically for cold calling, for networking, and for gaining confidence in their introduction. And when I launched this, I work with very small groups online. And after the first session, everyone did their introduction. And then after the third session, I said to a few people, don't you just want to share a little video? Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. And I was blown away at the difference. So I want to introduce you to Sandra, the difference she made in only 3 weeks. So John, Carlin, Devault, I can see you. Just give me a thumbs up that you can hear.
I've been in this industry for 15 years, East London, Knysna, Cape Town. I love challenges and I love to improve in my craft. My name is Sandra Robb. I'm with Pam Golding Properties, and I've recently joined Speaking with Impact with Nikki Abraham, and I'd like to give her a big shout out for the course that she's
in just 3 weeks. So if anybody knows Sandra, who's a real estate agent for Pam Golding in Bloberg, I follow her every day now on social media because every day she's doing little videos and she owns that camera with confidence, because effective communication can increase your net worth by 50%. Even as a trainer for the 14 years I worked with Woolworths, learning these skills of public speaking and speaking in public has helped me 10x my business, not once, but twice, because it's helped me in my day-to-day conversations with my clients. It's helped me as an entrepreneur, growing my business from 250 people to over 16,000 people in my database. It's helped me with my relationships with my clients, my colleagues, and my family. It's helped me with confidence, to get off that washing machine, to slow down, to breathe, and to channel my nerves into excitement. It's helped me day to day in my business. It's improved my sales, helped me with my negotiation skills. I do a lot of leadership training, and as a leadership coach of 32 years, the difference between a manager and a leader is effective communication. Learning the art to speak clearly and concisely can change your life. I would love to introduce you to Peter, who was on the same course as Sandra.
Good morning. I'm Peter. I'm from Umhlanga Rocks in KZN. The reason I wanted to do this course is I've had a bit of life history in that I have gone. Hi, I'm Peter Moroney. I'm a property practitioner with Meridian Realty in Umhlanga Rocks. I wanted to share with you just recently, I've done a public speaking course with Nikki Abraham. I've learned some incredible skills that have helped me on a professional level. And to be able to communicate clearly and concisely and confidently and with impact makes such a difference in my profession. You know, whether I'm
Absolutely incredible. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about Peter in a bit, because currently he is recording 5 reels per week and what it's done for his business. So be it that you want to get more comfortable speaking one-to-one or doing reels for social media marketing, or getting off that washing machine, let's go a little bit deeper into the I am, I do, I can, I need. Now, so often we have the opportunity to introduce ourselves, be it a cold call, be it a networking function, or just going to a braai with lots of new people. But so often we embarrass to tell people who we are. It's almost like we feel like we're bragging, and it's a very South African thing. We don't want to tell people how fabulous we are, so we just kind of go, this is who I am. So one of the things I say, go and take some time and write a list of all your accomplishments. Start from school. What sports teams did you play? What accolades did you get? What courses have you done? What promotions have you received? What different industries have you been in? Because all of those has made you who you are today. And so often we don't realize that our uniqueness, our growth, where we've come from is exactly why we are who we are today. Now, it's not that you're going to go and stand up in front of a group of people and share all your accomplishments, but it's recognizing your uniqueness and being able to be confident to say, this is who I am. About a year ago, I went with a friend to a networking function, and somebody said, you know, what do you do? And she said, oh, this is what I do. And she said, I'm in real estate. And then they were like, okay. And then they looked at me and said, what do you do? And I looked at my friend, I was like, is that all you're going to say? And she's like, uh-huh. I was like, all right, let me introduce you. Her name's Milani. She's actually an office manager of one of the prestige real estate companies on the Atlantic seaboard. She leads a team of 15 agents, and she helps them and drives them to get into production and stay in production. She does accountability with them, training with them. She's got brilliant admin skills and communication skills. And I know this because when we worked together at Keller Williams, she was my right hand, my left hand. I couldn't have done my job without her. And she looked at me and she's like, oh, that's lovely. Will you introduce me to everyone? And I'm like, sure, if I'm with you, but what if I'm not? So we need to get comfortable with telling people who we are. And the difference is we're not bragging when your intent is coming from contribution. This is your life experience. Often I've worked with so many different industries, and somebody will be like, I'm new in this industry as I was in real estate 2019. But don't focus on what you don't know. Focus on what you do know. Focus on your expertise. And when you're introducing yourself, you speak from your heart, your head, and your gut. It's not going, well, I have 32 years experience in leadership. Not at all. It's like, with my expertise in leadership of over 3 decades, I love watching managers transform into leaders. Same sentences said differently. One with confidence, or could be cocky, and the other one speaking from my head, heart, and gut. Something lovely to do here is also share something personal. I briefly earlier said I came from the Caribbean with my Caribbean souvenir, my little son. Now, that's just something personal about me. You can also see my quirkiness of my sense of humor, but ideally it just gets you to know, like, and trust me and go, yes, this is somebody I want to work with, or no, not the person for me. And that's okay. So when it comes to the I am, 2 sentences. Who are you? Little bit of your expertise. If you've got 10 years experience, use 10 decades. 2 decades, 3 decades, or 1 decade, right? Not 10 decades, you wouldn't be here. So use something of your expertise, something small about you that people recognize you, because we forget our accomplishments and our experience. We can help others. When it comes to the I do, share a couple of sentences about your business. Again, speaking from your heart with passion. We often, as an expert in our field, assume everybody understands what a property practitioner is, or a dietitian is, or a trainer is. I remember going into a doctor's office a few years ago, and the doctor said to me, "What industry are you in?" And I said, "I'm a trainer." And he looked me up and down and he said, "Clearly not a personal trainer." Now, number one, he's very lucky I didn't sit on him. But number two, there are so many different kinds of trainers. So share something about your industry. What is it that you do without assuming the audience knows? I've just trained an incredible company at the moment that focuses on telematics. And when they all said to me, "Oh, we do telematics," I was like, "Great. What is telematics?" Right? It's a system they put in fleets of trucks, which captures all the information on how fast and how slow these truck drivers drive, what they look like, what they do with the way they drive to prevent waste, having to change the tires and focusing on the trucks itself to prevent damage. It focuses on, are they driving in the not just the quickest routes, the safest routes. It gives all the information about fleets of trucks that can help save the company money and increase their return on their investment and their profits. But when they just said telematics, I was like, Again, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do, because your goal is to create a relationship. If somebody phones and says, "Hi, I am this," and you go, "Great," we very really want to say, "What does that mean?" Because then we feel silly. So we just keep quiet and we move on to the next person. However, if I understand what it is that you do, I can understand the value you can add in my life. And that is the important part. If you're at a networking function, you want people to come up to you and say, "Yes, I want to work with you." Just this gent from the telematics company that I've just finished coaching, he attended a networking event not so long ago, 20 people in the room. He stood up, did his 60-second pitch. He said 5 people came to speak to him because they understood what it was that he did. So this is where you're sharing your skills, your knowledge, and your strengths. What can I offer you that you want? How can I serve? Then we're going to go into the I can. How can I help you? Now, this is the most important. Not what can I get from you? How can I help you? How can I serve you? Who can I introduce you to? What information can I share with you? Find out more information about your clients to deepen the rapport. And if you only have a 60-second pitch, you could say, "Something I get asked often is this," and answer the question. This is what's important to my clients. What's absolutely amazing for me in the last year, coaching over 100 people with the Speak with Impact with Sales, is how many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who used to be incredibly confident somehow lost their confidence. And now they've fallen in love with their voices again. That's what I can do. So that's where you're sharing something important of how can you help. And then the I need is the smallest request. Now, often in a 60-second pitch or a phone call, we want everything. I want to list your property. I want to give you a business. I want to work with you. I want to have a coffee. I want to have a meeting. Chasing the butterfly. Your I need is one thing. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I need. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Ask for one thing. Earlier, I said to you, I'd love to send you all a gift as a thank you. Please drop your email address. It just makes it so much quicker for myself. I can tag you and send that email. One thing. That's it. Start small. And that's what we need to look at. Who can I connect with? Who can I have a cup of coffee with? Maybe somebody can refer you to someone else. If you're doing a cold call, the goal would be getting the email address to add them to your database to share a weekly newsletter of value. What is that one thing that's going to take you to the next level? And be specific about your ask. If I say, please connect with me on social media, my LinkedIn handle is this, my YouTube handle is this, my Twitter handle is this, my Facebook, too much. One thing. Please connect with me on social media. Boom. One thing. That's it. Right? And most importantly, always, always thank people for keeping you in mind. Thank you for giving me your email address. Thank you for allowing me to add you to my database. Thank you for attending today. Thank you for choosing, making the choice to be here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am, I do, I can, I need. And as I shared, I'm going to send this to you. It's an A4 document with a lot more information that you can go work on, as long as you stay to the very end as a thank you. So Peter, I shared with you about Peter. Have a look at what his reels are looking like now. He currently records about 5 reels per week. Short, clear, concise.
Hi, my name is Peter Maroney. Now, creativity isn't just a skill. Creativity is actually my signature, and I use it when I do the reels, videos, and professional photography to market your property.
Isn't that incredible? Well, 2 weeks ago, he shared this with me that since he's done my course, public speaking has given him the confidence to get in front of the camera. And now he uses videos across all his platforms. He does house introductions, he does reels and personal get to know your products. But I'm just going to jump down. He has recently secured a luxury development of 22 townhouses and 8 apartments worth over 150 million rand just from doing these reels. So this is the power of getting out there. Since working with the first group where I had purely real estate people, since then I've trained over 100 people from so many different industries. This morning I had a group graduating from a jeweler to somebody who does branding, to somebody who sells learning systems, to somebody who does bespoke tiling in houses, to ladies in Mallorca and the UK that do coating of big mega yachts. So the course has already gone global and international, to selling telematics. There are so many different tools that you can do with this. So my goal is to help entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders in real estate master the art of speaking so that you can speak with confidence, sell with impact, and lead with authority. And be it just a one-to-one conversation, team meetings, or commanding the stage, my Speak with Impact training gives you the tools to influence, inspire, and increase your sales business. So may I have permission to share more information with you about my Speak with Impact course? Please let me know. Carla, that's what I want to do. I love that. You're going to start doing those reels. Yay. Fabulous. May I have. Thank you, Paula. I just want to make sure I've at least, there we go, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay. Thank you so much to everyone that has said yes. I appreciate you. And again, you just made the choice. Taking a chance, and let's make this change in your life. If you saw the difference with Sandra and Peter, I've got a few more people I want to share. The impact it has made is incredible. So I actually only have 2 more launches this year. This was a program I've been launching every single month. I have now been getting so many bookings with large companies. It's also gone global. I'm launching in Canada next month as well. So I have 2 more launches for the balance of 2026. My next program starts next week, Tuesday, 5th of August. It's 10 weeks for 90 minutes per week, every Tuesday. The second and final launch for the year will be on the 9th of October, which is a Thursday morning, same time. This course is called Speak with Impact for Sales, and just the program components. All the sessions are presented live with Q&A, exactly like this. I work with small groups because I want you to gain the confidence speaking in front of each other, that you get confidence that you can go out there as well. All the sessions are recorded because life happens. Sometimes you can't make every single session. And repetition is great, and you have access to the recordings for 6 months. Each session has a workbook. There are weekly assignments, and at the end, we do a mini graduation where you get to do a couple of presentations, and then you get, oh, I don't want to say but, there's no buts. Everyone graduates, and you get a certificate of attendance at the end. So what this course covers, session 1 is all about your introduction, your big why, how to share that in 60 seconds. You step into the spotlight, understanding what's the purpose of you wanting to speak clearly and concisely. You also learn how to adjust your speaking according to your audience, be it a networking function, be it a specific function for your industry or a cold call, and you'll learn the essentials of speaking in public, which is your strategic objective. Session number 2, words have power. And this is the importance for us to silence our doubts and empower our voice. So many people, where I say they've lost the confidence, have now gained their confidence and learn how to channel their nerves into excitement. I'd love to share what Justine added about confidence.
It's helped me gain confidence when I'm working with people, when I'm speaking with people. I just feel so much better and know what I'm doing and what I need to say. And I actually know my goal. When I'm going to speak to people at a networking, I'm not half as frightened as I was. And I know, again, exactly what I need to say and when I need to say it. So thank you, Nikki, and thank you, The Winning Attitude.
Session 3 is the art of networking. So taking today's session, it's a 90-minute training session. And at the end of the session, you will master a 30-second cold call, a 45-second introduction, and a 60-second at a networking function. So you'll be clear and concise with your communication. I actually had this lovely gentleman, Tony, he was and still is a preacher in church. And he had just started his real estate journey when he started working with me, but he specifically wanted to learn how to slow down in his communication skills. He said often he'd sit in front of his church and he just like went through it so fast because he didn't love his voice. And this is what he shares.
Hi, Nikki. I would just like to thank you once again for the course that you presented to me about 3 months ago. You often used to speak about a 60-second, a 2-minute. Didn't quite understand what it was all about until I went into a BNI meeting as a visitor in the beginning of May, was called to do a 60-second, did it very easily, confidently. In the meantime, I've joined them. So little do I know you were preparing me to join BNI. So I want to thank you for that, and gave me a lot of confidence in my talking and to be able to talk clearly. And so I'd just like to say once again, thanks a lot. And I truly appreciate your course. Keep on, Nikki. Bye-bye.
You see how
Hi,
beautifully
Nikki.
he had slowed down as well. Session 4, how to speak on camera. So be it webinars, be it reels, be it marketing or team meetings, how to speak on camera to captivate your audience that they want to listen to you. And it's done professionally. Session number 5 is the art of storytelling and how to captivate your audience in storytelling. And we actually bring quite a bit of this even into your 60-second pitch, because people love listening to stories. Session number 6. So we've really focused on verbal communication. Now we focus on non-verbal communication, which is the power of body language on and off camera. Because even if you speak beautifully and concisely with the wrong body language, it can completely verbally or non-verbally talk yourself out of a deal. Session number 7, if you've worked with me before, I use the disc profile in every single one of my courses, because specifically for sales, it's understanding your personality. Secondly, how do you adjust your communication to your clients? So again, understanding your client's personality. So be it on the phone, the way they answer, you immediately shift your communication to gain the client's confidence, or even meeting someone face to face. This alone is profound. This is actually a 2-hour training session. And as I said, I utilize this in every single one of my courses. You can never do the session too many times because it's consistently learning every single time. And then session number 8, how to think on your feet, master impromptu speaking. We do a lot of impromptu right throughout because you do not know what the person on the other side of the phone call is going to say, or at a networking function, or at the braai. So how do you think on your feet so that you can win those clients and close the deal? And then we also do the 7 C's of communication, focusing on written communication as well. So we cover verbal, non-verbal, and written communication. Robin Lee Ann was part of my first group, and she was so incredibly shy. She's still working with me now on Go-Getters, but listen to what she says.
Hi, Nikki. I just had to share this with you. I've just signed 3 deals recently after completing the Speak with Impact course with you. And I know your training played a big role in helping me. So it's really been a game changer. Thank you. Thank you so much.
She was petrified at the beginning to even put a camera on. And like I said, she's part of my Go-Getters now. I see her every single week.
Hi, Nikki.
And she is so comfortable and confident in chatting. So what this course covers, your introduction, your big why in 60 seconds. Stepping into the spotlight, your journey begins here. Speak with impactful confidence, the essentials of speaking in public. Silence the doubts, empower the voice. The art of networking, your creative pitch. The art of storytelling, learning how to captivate your audience. Creating impact with your clients, understanding their personalities, and disc with confidence. Beyond words, the power of body language on and off camera, speaking with impact, winning the clients, closing the deals through clear communication. So money aside, if I said to you this was free, if I can help you speak clearly and concisely with confidence, so you can increase your network, your sales, if you work on monthly commissions, just let me know in the chat box, who would want to work with me? If this was free, who would want to work with me? Wonderful, thank you. I'd love to say it's for free, but all those guys that are real estate agents, who would like to list my property for free? Anyone in your business? Trade for free. So as much as I would love to say it's for free, it's not. But the investment you would make in yourself, you can easily 10x on return on your investment. I want to introduce you to the last video today, and this is Anya. Anya I met just over a year ago at a networking function. I was actually the keynote speaker. She stood up and introduced herself for the first time, and she did incredibly well, but she was petrified. As soon as I finished the keynote, she walked straight up to me and she was like, I want to do that. We met for coffee the next day and she actually signed up to my course. And this is her difference. This particular one was done live. This is her difference in 4 weeks.
I'm very much an introvert, so it's a bit tricky talking in front of a whole bunch of people, but I'll do my best. So we started looking into natural products that promoted self communication. We've decided people like so that they are able to reach retirement and be healthy and live and not end up dying before they get there. So that's our reaching retirement. So my name is Anya, and I would like to help people bring their bodies back into balance so that they can make it to retirement and get to grow old with their grandchildren.
Every garden I walk through, every rose I see, every sandcastle washed away by the tide.
And if you want to hear more, you're welcome to go and watch her on my YouTube channel. But that was her introduction. Starting as an entrepreneur, she now has 3 businesses. So please go and see what other people have said about the course. Go and see how it's changed their life. So be it that you want to be able to speak, getting off the washing machine clearly and concisely and not talking yourself out of a deal, or being more comfortable one-to-one or one-to-many, this really is for you. And you have a choice. You can continue doing what you're doing. We can all speak with confidence at the right time. Or you can learn these tools and get really comfortable with transforming those nerves into excitement. And I do like action takers. I like people that are ready to dive straight in. So I've got some fabulous bonuses if you're ready to say yes within the next 24 hours. I spoke about my Go-Getters Business Mastermind. It's every single Wednesday for 30 minutes. I currently have over 40 people in the group, men and women, all different industries. And every single week we focus on a goal, accountability, and brainstorming our businesses together. So you get 10 weeks complimentary. Bonus number 2, you'll get the on-demand session of Find Your Voice using AI to create captivating content to use for those reels and marketing as well. Bonus number 3, you will learn handling challenging clients and turning them into loyal clients using a 6-step simplified tool called Blast and Clear Communication. Bonus number 4, the art of negotiation communication like a ninja. Bonus number 5, mastering the art of goal setting. This is a timeless session. I love focusing on goals and pushing myself and my clients to the next level. Bonus number 6 is time mastery for unparalleled success. How do you take this, focusing on driving your business, increasing your sales, and utilizing these tools? Plus 2 live masterminds with myself where I give you feedback, focusing on that you at the end of 10 weeks can walk away with a clear 60-second pitch, a 2-minute storytelling that you can just use over and over and over again at networking functions, on the phone, or at the local bribe. So the value of all these different bonuses as well, the Go-Getters Business Mastermind, 1.8, Finding Your Voice with AI, my courses, individual courses are 1,997. They're each 90 minutes long. Also, the Art of Goal Setting and Time Mastery is 1,490 Rand, and my masterminds 1,800. So these are all the bonuses. When I started this course, I valued the course at 7,997. Since training my over 100 people this year, I have asked each of them to value the course. And this morning, 90% of them said between 10,000 and 15,000 Rand. So my value was 7,997. With all these bonuses, it comes up to 20,568. I have launched this course this year. Currently, the price is 4,997. I can tell you the price has increased launch after launch as the demand is getting higher and higher. So this will be the cheapest you will ever see this price. In fact, I am leaving it at this price for my 5th of August launch and my 9th of October launch, my last 2 launches for the year. And should you join now, in the next 24 hours, you will get the bonuses for free as well. Price will go up next year. And with that, I'm just going to drop the link in the chat box. If you want to go and have a look at more information on the link, please feel free. I know earlier I was testing it. I clicked the link and I went to Bitly to just give it a minute and it goes straight to that sales page. So there is also a payment plan. You can either do a once-off 4,997 or 2 payments at 2,797 or 3 payments at 1,997. Again, this will be for the 5th of August, next week, Tuesday launch. If you would love to join the 9th of October, I am taking bookings now. I have 6 seats available. That's it. The rest is already sold out. So my name's Nikki Abraham. I'm a public speaker strategist, a TEDx Cape Town speaker coach, and a leadership extraordinaire. And I love sharing simplified tools to help you speak clearly, concisely, with confidence. And I know I can help you fall in love with your voice. I would love to connect with you, stay in contact, and let's go to the next level, taking action and fast. So if for any action takers, if you're waiting for money to come in, you haven't been paid yet, or that's what is today, the 29th, and you want to sign up, I do have 1,000 Rand if you want to pay a deposit. However, T's and C's apply. Full amount will need to be paid by, I would need to check the email that's going out. I think it's actually by the 30th, which is, or 31st, the full amount would need to be paid. But if you want to secure it, you're also welcome just to drop me an email and say, save my seat. However, like I said, limited seats are available. If you have any questions, I'm going to open up for Q&A right now. Again, You're welcome to scan the barcode, click on the link in the chat box. But any questions, I would love to answer them for you. I really hope you got value from today's session, that you can master that 60-second pitch. And I look forward to helping you on this journey. I know the difference it's made in people's lives. I'm incredibly excited by this course and just watching my clients grow from strength to strength. So again, go and see what other people have said. 130 Google reviews, Facebook reviews. Go and see what other people have said. And opening up for Q&A. I'm just going to leave it right there. Thank you again for making the choice in being here, taking a chance and listening to me. Let's make the change your life deserves. Thank you, everyone. I am opening up for Q&A. You're welcome to type. Thank you. Thank you, Renzi. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mapumi and Carla. Appreciate this time. Thank you, Erica. Great session. Thank you, Erica, who's still here. Roger, who's part of your networking group where I met you, just completed the course this morning. So he's part of your group. Thank you so much. Great session. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sandra. Great session. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you to everyone as well. Thank you for all those email addresses. I will work on that immediately. And any questions, please do reach out. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Very encouraging, wonderful, helpful tools. Thank you. Appreciate the session. Thank you, Renette. Fabulous. I am going to stay. If there's any questions, I'm just going to switch my camera off for a minute as I get ready for my next session. Any questions, please feel free to type in the chat box. If you would like to email me, I'm going to drop my email address here as well. And if you are booking, you can book for the 5th of August. I am starting a new journey from next month. Ooh, that's exciting, Carla. Want to hear more about that? Yay. So please feel free. You're welcome to send me an email if you're ready to join and want to do October or August, let me know. Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. Have a fabulous day going forward. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.